Hello everyone and welcome to my new video on stock market. In this video, I will be analyzing a new stock that is Tata Power stock. So I have done analysis of Adani Green stock in my last video. So if you have not watched it, do watch it. You can find the link at the top here and also in the description. So that is also in the power generation sector. And here I will be talking about Tata Power stock. And before I move to analyzing the stock, I will request you to subscribe to my channel and do support me and motivate me and encourage me in making this type of content. Because collecting this much data from annual reports, quarterly reports, from all the other Google and everywhere takes a lot of effort from my side. So do subscribe to my channel. So in this video, what I will do is first I will discuss about how Tata Power actually makes money, their business. Then I will talk about the financial numbers. Then I will discuss about the what issues they are facing. And then I will discuss about latest updates from Tata Power company. And at last, I will give my view on this stock. So do watch till the end to get a detailed picture of this stock. So the first one is that what Tata Power actually does. So it's in the power of, if you see the name, it's there in the power sector. And if you see, it energizes the complete power value chain. Basically, it generates power, it helps in the transmission of power, it helps in the distribution of power. So actually how power reaches to our home is that some companies will generate the power. Now there are transmission lines through which this power will be transmitted. And at last, there are distribution companies through which actually we get the power at home. So Tata Power actually does all of this. They also do power trading. Other than this, they are their, I will say, conventional, I will say, businesses. Other than this, they are also now into renewable energy generation, electric vehicle charging infrastructure, solar rooftop, solar manufacturing, and EPC large projects. These are their new growth areas. So I'll discuss about them later. So it's the India's largest integrated power company in India. It's the largest. It has 5 million power supply customers. As I told you, Tata Power also deals with power distribution. So they have 5 million customers. So I was there in Mumbai actually when I started my job, and I have got the power from Tata Power actually, and the customer support from their side is, I will say, it's very good. So I was like 1.5 years in Mumbai, and for only one day there was power cut. Understand this. And I have gone to Bangalore and other places. No, in Bangalore also you will easily see, like in very good area, in very city, important places, you will see that power cut is there 1-2 hours. But in Mumbai, where I was supplied electricity from Tata Power, there only one day in 1.5 years. It's also India's #1 solar rooftop EPC company for 7 years in a row. So it provide solar, like it installs the solar plates on rooftops of big companies, plus for us also. So the power generation, I told you, mostly this is into power generation, mostly. So the power generation, if you see, they do around 12,700 megawatt or around 12 gigawatts of power generation. And 30% of the power generation is from solar and wind, that is clean energy generation. Okay, now let's look at the numbers for them, like FY20 and FY19. That's what they have actually reported this year. So if you see here, like they earn around 28 this year in FY20, if you see around 28,000 crores around of revenue, EBITDA of 8,370 and profits of 1,280 crores, right? Now, if you go more here, Tata Power, if you see standalone, so a standalone business is that is power generation and everything. But standalone this is, but after some time, over years and years, they have also acquired a lot of companies. Those are like subsidiaries for them. So if you see, like CGPL is there, that is Mundra power plant, MGL, like Delhi distribution, power trading they do. Then they also do solar manufacturing, I told you, right? EPC business. Then there are two part of their renewable business, that is solar business, that is Tata Power Renewable Company. This is short form TPREL and WREL. So these both are in the clean energy sector, basically through solar and wind. and rest of our I do not contribute much. Now, if you see that Tata Power 7,000 around revenue from them, and most of the EBITDA is also from them, like around 3,000 crores of EBITDA from them. Then if you see CGPL is there, and this power is under a lot of issues, is facing a lot of issues. You see here, you can see the issues here. The revenue is 7,000 crores, but EBITDA is only 810, and they are facing a loss. The loss has decreased. So actually government, they are asking support for the government actually in this. And I think in coming 2 to 3 years or 1 year, 1 to 2 years, I think this will be resolved. Let's see what happens. Then there are others also. You can see I focus on these three because these three are related to solar energy. So Tata Power Solar, if you see, they have like two. They made. I mean, they basically they do the installation, right, for the very big companies. Now, if you see 2,000 crores here of revenue and EBITDA of 214 and profits of 123 crores. And if you see TPREL standalone, that is also into solar business, 917 from revenue from them, 821 of EBITDA from this, right? It's quite huge. I will show you the numbers later, and only 1 crore of profits from them. Similarly, from WR, these are the numbers for them. Let's go to this one is important. If you see the EBITDA margin and PAT margin percent, if you see here from Tata Power, a standalone business, EBITDA margin is quite good, 40%. PAT margin is less, 7.4%. If you see from CGPL that I told you, it is facing some issues. It is facing actually loss actually. So EBITDA margin is 11, but PAT margin is negative. It's facing PAT is basically loss. I mean, profit after tax is negative. If you see from the daily distribution that they do, EBITDA margin 15% and PAT margin 5%, because in distribution you do not get much margins. Tata Power Solar, if you see 10%, of course, when you are installing this, I mean, solar plates at some places, this also is not, you do not get much margin, but this can be of large scale. This is 10% because in future, every company will try to use solar power. So they will ask Tata Power that, okay, please install, I mean, this solar plates for our company. So it's 10% EBITDA and 5% PAT margin. Tata Power Renewables, if you see a standalone, so they have actually two business, Tata Power standalone business, and then this is WREL is again into this, but it's a subsidiary of Tata Power Renewables business. So see, the EBITDA margins are quite good here, 90%. As I told you in Adani Green stock also, their EBITDA margin was also 90%. So that's where the magic lies actually. So if they keep on pushing to this green energy, so you see the EBITDA margin will increase a lot, 90%. And okay, here I see that it's 0.1%, the PAT margin, but I think it will use some reasons because in 2018 it was 13%. And if you see for the subsidiary, if you see, it's 24%, right? So they should make good margin on this. I think 20 to 25% they should make on this mostly in the future. And overall, if you see 22% EBITDA margin and PAT margin of 7.5% now. Now let's look at shareholding of this company. Promoters are holding around 37%. Mutual funds do hold a lot, around 13%. So it's a good company. I mean, it's a mid-cap company and it's a good company actually. And of course, a Tata Group company. So 13%. Foreign institution investors, they hold 18% of this, right? They are also quite bullish on this stock. Other institutions, 14%, and public 16%. So a lot of institution holding here if you see in the Tata Power stock. Now, some more important numbers before I give my view and disclose some of the news that is happening now. So market cap, if you see for the stock is 13,500 crores. Enterprise value, that is market cap plus debt minus cash, that is close to 60,000 crores because we have a debt of 48,000 crores. If you sum up the market cap plus debt, mostly roughly you will get the enterprise value. So debt to equity ratio is quite high. So actually 2.46, but I think now it's lesser than 2. I will update that later. So current price is 49.90. Dividend yield is quite good at this price, 2.61%. Cash from operating activity is around 5,000 to 7,000 crores in last 2 years. So understand this is different. Profits is different and cash profits is different. Understand that. And return to capital employed is not quite good. 7% is quite bad actually. They should try to improve it. That's what they are trying to do now. So I will go into that. Understand the valuation also. So according to 2019, whatever profit I saw, it was 6, but currently it should be 17 because in the last 4 quarters, their profits has not done well. So it should be 17, but in last year, 2019, it was 6. EV to EBITDA, if you see it's 6.772, it's okay in this because other companies also do trade at this. Price to book value has decreased a lot in last 1 to 2 years. It's 0.62 now. So of course, 0.62 is quite cheap, I will say. At least to trade at the book value, at least, right? At least 1 IMM. So this is a stock price chart, and of course, it's not a good chart, right? I mean, of course, they were doing quite good. If you see 2005 to this 2008, they were doing quite great because this power sector was doing good. Now, a lot of issues. I mean, power sector has been facing with a lot of issues. I mean, and that's why their chart, stock chart reflects that. I mean, they have been doing good, bad, and price has been falling. But in this COVID crash, this price I think fell to some 35 or 40 IMN. And that price was last seen in I think 2004 or 2003. I mean, their revenues, profits, everything has increased from that time. And I mean, of course, I didn't buy that stock. I should have bought, I mean, during that time, I didn't have cash, but I should have bought that. I mean, they're taking a price of 35, I mean. I didn't see that actually, 35 rupees. And that was like 2002 or 2003 price, what it was trading at. It became such cheap, I mean, during the COVID crash. Now also it's cheap around 49.90. So now let's go to the latest updates, like how they are trying to turn up this company. Because if you see the everything, the numbers, the debt to equity ratio, that's quite high. Debt to equity greater than 2 is considered high mostly. I know this type of companies do take a lot of debt to like create this and power generation facilities, but still 2 is quite high. Like maybe 1.5 to 1 may be better for them, I think. So this is from the latest reports what they have published. So what they're doing is that they are trying to sell non-core assets that they have, and through this they are trying to pay the debt. So they have actually done this transaction with Canergy transaction completed, where they got 112 million in US dollars. They also sale of SIPs to be completed by June, and this actually will be done because now only the news came that they are also, I think, for 213 million dollars they are going to sell this business, and they are also trying to monetize the renewable, so it is solar power business. Let's see how this, I will update on that also. And the targeted growth areas, if you see, robust growth in solar EPC business. So they're growing a lot here, installing solar plates on for different companies like NTPC and many other companies. And also they recently acquired Prayagraj power generation facility. And in this, they have achieved 90% availability. That's quite good. And also they will be taking the CESU takeover, that is Odisha. I told you they will be adding 5 million customers from Odisha also. They will take over mostly this year after lockdown. Okay, this is the news that you should actually focus on. I mean, for Tata Power. So Tata Power, if you see, they are planning to raise, and this has been approved by the company itself. Now they will get the nod from the shareholders. They're trying to raise about 3,000 crores from the okay, so sorry, this is not the news. Wait, it will come next. So this is also what they had, the management has told. Tata Power hopes to raise about 3,000 crore from the divestment of non-core operation. That's why I told they are doing, and restructuring the renewable energy business with an aim to cut debt by at around 40% to 25,000 crore. So I think initially, now I think it's close to 40,000 something crores. They want to bring this down to 25,000 crores. And also their, I mean, managing director, he also told that the company plans to reduce its debt to equity ratio from, so they have already done from 2.19 to 1.99. So their debt to equity ratio is now 1.99, but they aim to reduce it to below 1.5 in this year, this whole year, 2021. And how they will do this? So you will think that how they will reduce 25,000 crores of debt, right? So what they're trying to do is that, okay, that's what actually I saw this in a, I mean, conference call. I saw this. So they have like from this renewable, I mean, division, they have like debt of 11,000 crores, and they are trying to structure this. I will show you how they are trying to do this. So this is the news actually. So Tata Power Company plans to raise rupees 2,600 crores through preferential issue of shares and set up an infrastructure investment trust. These are called InvIT for its renewable energy assets as a part of its strategy to reduce debt and deleverage the balance sheet. So what they have got some money from the Tata Sons, that are their promoters. So they will infuse 2,600 crores. And what they will do, of course, they will get the shares for that. So that's what if you see down, they will be buying the share at rupees 53. That's premium to the price that you have seen, 49.90, of course, which is 15% premium to the previous close. I mean, they of course have good faith in this company, and Tata Group's shareholding will increase from 37% to 46%. So basically, promoters are increasing their stake in the company. That's also quite good, and this will actually help in. I mean, so they are trying to set an InvIT. So what the InvIT is that InvIT is like mutual funds. So in mutual funds, what happens? You pay some money, and they manage that money. So when InvIT, what will happen? It will have a lot of investors, foreign investors, Indian investors. So they will provide the money to this company, and they will get some stake in this company, and they will get the dividends from this company. Once this company, whatever profits this make, they will get the dividends from this. So that way, if they get the money from those investors, foreign investor, Indian investors, they can basically pay this debt that they have on the renewable energy part, right? And also see this was the news sometimes back. Okay, and the source here was Economic Times, and this is the source, Live Mint. This was the news. This news came before I read this. So like some foreign investors are going to buy the stake in this InvIT that Tata Power will be setting up. So I mean, like Dutch pension fund manager, like they were interested in like acquiring 51% stake in this. Like, of course, majority stake in this. So of course they have to, if they are going to invest, they will pay the money to Tata Power, right? So from that money, they can pay the debt. And I think this can be good, I mean, in actually creating values for shareholders, public shareholders, and every shareholder. Okay, now this is my view on Tata Power. Of course, it's a Tata Power company. It has very good and clean promoters. Company is selling non-core assets and trying to reduce debt. Also, promoters do have a lot of confidence in this stock, in this company. That's why they are buying the shares and infusing more money in this, because they also see, like, I will say, good amount of future, I mean, good future in this solar and electric vehicles and other EPC business. And also they are trying to set up the InvIT. This is the latest news that came on Thursday or Friday. That will be very good for shareholders, because they will be able to pay a lot of debt through this. And of course, if you understand, green energy is the future, right? Because every country, if you see, they are almost going to clean energy through wind and solar. Like some companies have even 100% of their energy from clean resources, clean sources. Some are like 80%. And India is also targeting like 175 gigawatt of power generation from clean energy by 2022. So of course, government will come up with a lot of projects. Tata Power, of course, being one of the biggest in power sector, should bid for many of those. And if you see also in green energy sector, that is through solar, I mean, if you have like solar power generation, in that there is high EBITDA. If you saw that 90% the EBITDA, right? And of course you have PPA, power parity agreement. That power parity, I think it is full form. So basically for 20-25 years, the rate is fixed. That's quite great. And other than this, understand this is very important. Automobile sector is moving to green energy, so mostly solar and wind. So understand this, like all these vehicles till now are mostly on diesel or petrol. Now see, once they start moving to electricity, understand the demand for electricity, how it will increase, right? Of course, the demand from houses and all will be same, almost not same. Actually, this will also increase because a lot of new houses and buildings are coming out. So of course, from this it's increasing. But understand this, how the demand for electricity will increase once all the vehicles on the road are running on electricity. Understand that, right? That's quite huge opportunity if you see. So that's why I told you electricity demand in future is going to increase a lot. And also India is like one of the lowest, I will see, consumer of electricity till now compared to other countries. So that should also increase a lot in future. Tata Power, if you see it does 30% power generation from solar and wind, that is clean energy. But I think in future, of course, their management has also told 10-15 years, I think 70 to 80% will be from the solar, and maybe 20% will be from their thermal and the old ones. I find it cheap at this valuation of 50 rupees. Not, I mean, price would not be, I mean, consideration of valuation, but the price to book value, that is 0.62, is quite cheap. I think it should be at least like it was actually 1.2, and this crash happened and it fell from around 70 rupees to almost 35. Now it's around 49. And I will also try to invest in this in coming months. Not try actually, I will invest in this stock in coming months. And of course, if you see, dividend yield is also quite good at 2%, 2.61%. And also it can be a very good dividend stock also, even if, let's say, other things, I think other things should do good. But even if they do not do good, I think dividends, it will be paying good dividend to its shareholders. So that's my view on the stock, and do provide your view also in this stock. So I think it's going to be a turnaround kind of company which was not doing well with its numbers. It has not created wealth for the shareholders, has been very bad for the shareholders. And I think it's going to be a turnaround company with management focusing on increasing the profitability of the company and reducing the debt. And of course, you are seeing the actions also. They have already divested a lot of non-core assets and they have some lined up for sale. Other than that, promoters are infusing money in this company. They are setting an InvIT for this, from which they will get a lot of money from very good investors, foreign investors, Indian investors. Mostly they will be foreign investors, because they know that India is going to be like, India has a lot of population, a lot of electricity demand, and India is going to be using clean energy in the future. That's why they will invest in this. So for all these reasons, I will of course invest in this. Of course, other than this, is a Tata Group company, and I really trust them on, I will say, management. To provide your view also, and if you did like my analysis of this stock, please subscribe to my channel, and that will really encourage me to make more such type of videos in the future. So please subscribe. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching this video.